Want to develop products with us? How's it going, Lone Riders? It's Andrew back with another video. I'm the product guy here at Lone Rider, and we talk about how we develop the products. So these videos we make are about how we build the products, like from the idea to the sketch, to the CAD, to the industrialization. Basically all the feedback that comes back, all the testing, everything like that. And that comes directly from you guys. It's a direct loop. So if that's your kind of thing, if you're into that kind of stuff and you'd like to see how we make these products, and you'd also like to have a say in how we build these products, then hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll leave a link in the description, and that will sign you up to an email list, and we'll let you know when there's a new video out. These videos are about how we develop products, and I really want to bring you guys on board because we will be producing a couple of videos per month every second Friday. We will be producing videos about products, the development process, the industrialization of those products, and everything in between that. So it's a very interesting product cycle, and it also gives us the opportunity to reach out to you, tell us what you want. So if you have any ideas of products that you want, if it's lighting, if it's baggage, anything you want, let us know down in the comments down below, and we will look into it. So this year, in 2025, we produced quite a few products, and I'm going to have a look back at this now and have a look at all the products that we've produced and a few insights into them, a few behind the scenes, and also what we're thinking about doing in 2026. So let's just jump into the computer and check it out. So obviously the first and one of the biggest ones was the Moto lights and the Moto cam. So this was actually launched in 2024, but a product life cycle is up to 7 years. And by the time we launch it and start shipping the first batches and then catch up with those orders, then it was well into 2025. So throughout 2025, that was the whole year that we were optimizing and introducing new documentation and optimizing the light itself. And this was a huge project. It was very complicated. It's a new project for us, new segment, and it's been successful because we have brought something to the market that hasn't been there before, and people are lapping it up because it's extremely practical and useful. One of those things was it uses LIN technology, which is essentially, it's like CAN-based systems, which is, it tells, you can control the light through digital signals. There's no switches or anything like that. You can control the light through the button cluster, or when you brake, or when you accelerate, or when you turn left or right, you use the indicators, or you go in high beam. This light will mimic all that and just go along with it. And yeah, that light will respond accordingly. That was great. That was a very awesome product, and we're thinking about doing some more products in the lighting space. So let us know down below. The Moto lights was a big project because we had to build basically the whole business core from scratch. So we had to do the technology, we had to do the industrialization, we had to figure out how to put so much technology in such a small package. And we figured it out. We got it working really well. These lights are exceptional performance levels, and they can do many things. So essentially it's a big car light, huge car light, crammed into a very small, useful light. For example, we have indicator, we have high beam, we have low beam, we have beast mode, which just blitzes everything. We have day running lights, or position lights, in amber and white to use for indicators. Also the software that powers that as well, the MotoCam. Not only was the development of the actual concept new and difficult because it hadn't been done in the industry before, we also had to change the way these lights were manufactured because they were complicated. For example, we had very high tolerances, and we had pressurized factories, like pushing air out so no dust could get in. We'd also have to extract all that moisture from the materials, from plastics and the metals. We have to basically cook it out, burn it out once the light was assembled, and then we'd seal it. So normally you get a bit of condensation inside the lens, and it's quite normal for lights. It's nothing new. But what happens is that once it vaporizes, when it gets very hot, it can leave stains on the back and you can't get rid of them. Or people just don't like it. So we developed a new manufacturing process where we eliminated that. We also jumped into 2 new product lines in the luggage space. So we went full hard motor panniers, and we went full soft ADV bags. And of course we have MotoBags in the middle. So starting from the ADV bags, this is focused on more lightweight off-road oriented trips. Then you have motorbikes, which is a hybrid world tour off-road system. And then you have the rigid tarmac travel hard panniers. that offer more security, etc., etc., but are more heavy naturally and they're more practical to use, easy access, etc. So I'm going to jump into the motor panniers now, but we essentially completed the range from soft, semi-rigid, and hard panniers. So the motor panniers, I'm pretty proud of these. These are bulky things. These are very, very strong. The metals that we used, the design, the shape of the metals, how we bend it, and also the seals, it's extremely robust. I definitely invite you to go and test it and pick it up. It's a beast of a unit, and it's very, very solid. If you compare that directly with competition, you'll notice that the price is a bit higher. But when you cut that down, when you actually extract what you get for it, then it's understandable. Because when you compare the prices, the motor panniers actually include a lot of the stuff that the other brands don't. Inner liners, inner bags, lid organizer, lights, attachment, all that stuff is included. Keys, everything. It's all locks as well. So when you tally it up, then you understand why. So these are the motor panniers. These are we tested these a lot. We couldn't destroy them. Remy is our destroyer in France that we just give a GS to, and he goes off-road and or on tarmac as well, and puts them through the test. And we sent out 4 sets just to start with. We had more on the way, and he finished the day with the same set. So we're extremely proud of that, of the construction. And there's some cosmetic scratches and some like a bit of cracking in the plastic, but the integrity of it is secure. We also put a lot of effort into waterproofing. So waterproofing, we use automotive grade sealants, and we hand seal every rivet and every hole. And the reason for that is we want it to last as long as possible waterproof. Often these do leak over time, and that's because they get distorted and bent. People use them, they pick up the bikes with them, they crash with them, they drop them, they push when they're pushing the bike back, they use their back to push it, and that distorts the whole lid and things like that. So we're trying to push that timeline back as far as possible, but we put a lot of effort into just waterproofing. Very important to keep the gear safe and dry. This is a little insider image that I make for people. There's a little insider workflow that I do for the factories. So essentially I have to show them what to put where. And this example, I do it for everything, but this is an example for the labels. So I exactly show the position of every sticker that I design. And also the information where they go and how they're attached, how many are attached, all that kind of stuff. Every one of these details has to be defined, predefined, and locked in. Nothing should be questioned. Everything has to be on par, and it takes a huge amount of time. It's a massive amount of time to do this stuff. But it's really important because it's easy to make one. It's really easy to make one product. But when you're scaling that up and you're designing for manufacture, DFM, you have to go in with the concept that it is difficult to get the repeatable product over and over and over. And even then, if you nail it, every batch could be different. You could get different plastics from the supplier. So every time you have to check it and also make sure that it all fits together. There's no tooling movement or anything like that, no jig changes and things like that, or the suppliers are trying to cut costs. So yeah, this is just a huge amount of work just to produce thousands of these things and get a consistent result. Another really cool project that we did in 2025 was the ADV bags. And these ADV bags were a long time in the waiting, and we started off with many different concepts with a new idea to have better access to it and make it more durable. So to start, we just came back of napkin sketches, and these are super quick sketches. They're not supposed to be all designer sketches. They're just putting ideas on paper and iterating as fast as possible. Iteration and speed is very important, because if you get stuck in the details, then it can be a time sink. So once you make a few quick sketches like this, you can do the nice sketches later, but the idea is just to get the ideas down and have a discussion. Then you can go into 2D work, which is Illustrator or CorelDRAW or some software like that. And this is a vector program which you can start using volume proportions and volumes and trying to get it accurate. There's no sizing on this particular image, but we put volume in there as well, just to start making it a bit more realistic. Buckle sizes, webbing sizes, stitch thicknesses, and all that kind of stuff, just to start forming the project. Then we cut it out in 2D in cardboard, just laser cut it from these drawings, from the vector files, from Illustrator. And then we start creating that in cardboard to give it a 3D volume very quickly. Once we're happy with the card being in the right place, the right sizes, then we make quick prototypes. If you notice down the bottom left-hand corner, you can access it from the top. This was a concept to try and make it easier on the daily to access these products, the gear in the products, because sliding this in and out is quite cumbersome. It's kind of difficult to do. But what I ended up, the solution to this was, we couldn't do this solution because it was too weak on the bike, and it was flopping around too hard. It wouldn't have worked. It would have just like loosened. So what we ended up doing is making the inner bag come up at the end tall. So essentially you could probably access 70 to 80% of the bag directly, and there was like a small portion that was deep down in the bag that was not directly accessible. What was cool, we work with a lot of riders on this as well. So we work with Kevin, for example. He's an ace rider, insane rider. We also work with Barra, Tom Barra, and these guys are testing this stuff to the extreme. So essentially, if they can't break it, or if they find something wrong with it, we can improve that. And essentially, their riding skills are so high, the brutality that they put through these products is so high that most of us, like myself included, will never get to that level of brutality, or we would never push the products that hard on the daily in so much short time. So that's why we utilize these guys, because they can really give us a clear indication quickly what we need to improve and update. Another product we did in 2025 was upper, lower, and skid plate for the 1300 GS and GSA. It was a great project. It was complicated, but we're pretty happy with the solution. So we did a skid plate, a row-based skid plate. We did lower crash bars with sliders included in them, so that absorbs the energy, and upper crash bars as well. What we want here is this concept with this, we always want to bring something new into these products. We don't want to just make normal vanilla products. Those are easy to do. We want to bring value. So with this value, what we did was add in sliders and impact absorption. So when it does crash, we want to transfer that and destroy our bars and our crash bars than the bike. So if our crash bars are destroyed, or they need to be bent back, if they don't survive the crash and the bike does, that's a great thing, because all you have to do is replace the crash bars and not the whole engine chassis or the subframe that's bent out. So that was the concept. We ran with it. Popular, people love it too, and it's also new. But that's it. Tell us what you think we should do in 2025. Should we do more lights? Should we revamp our current range? Should we do luggage? So guys, what should we do for 2026? Tell us down in the comments down below. Give us some ideas about what you'd want us to produce. So that's it for me tonight. I hope you enjoyed that video. Again, subscribe down below. Hit that like button while you're down here, and sign up to the email list for notifications of when we push out these videos. Love to take you along on this journey, and I'll catch you very shortly.